Hello, my name's Catherine Causer and I work for the Environment Agency. We're here today on the River Bollin in Cheshire looking at river restoration. The banks of the River Bollin are naturally very sandy. The sandy banks here mean that the river erodes quite easily, which is something that's a natural process. But it can cause problems, particularly in a place like the Cars, where you have lots and lots of people, lots of dogs, lots of children enjoying themselves. Water quality on the River Bollin has improved immensely over the last 25 years. We're really proud of that. We've now got salmon back in the river. But erosion is a problem for us here. As the sediments go into the river, they block up all the gravels where the salmon will go and spawn. They can also cause problems for flooding. As the sediments accumulate further downstream, they can cause blockages, which can cause flooding. We knew that whatever solution we decided on here at the Cars, we'd have to get the local community on board. We're working with the Bollin Pilot Partnership, Cheshire East Council and Friends of the Cars, and together we've come up with a really fantastic solution to help the river, help the wildlife and make the Cars a really fantastic place to be. We looked at what the options could be here at the Cars and working together in partnership we came up with the best solution. In the past, we might have used much more hard engineering solutions, such as sheet piling or large baskets filled with stone called gabions. And these have their uses in the right places, but in a beautiful park setting such as these, they're really quite inappropriate. They don't look attractive, and they're really of very, very little value to wildlife. So we were looking for a more sustainable solution. And here we have it, using timber and recycled Christmas trees. The materials that we've used here are relatively inexpensive. In fact, the Christmas trees and the timber were donated to us by United Utilities from their forest up in Macclesfield. So what we do here is we excavate the bed and sit the first log into that shallow excavation. You then hammer in 2 meters of rebar. We weld a small plate on top of the rebar, and then the whole rebar is then hammered in through the log and into the bed of the river. On top of that you then put another log, which is hidden underneath all of these Christmas trees, and again that sits just slightly behind the first log. Again, it's attached in place with a 2 meter rebar which goes into the bed of the channel. On top of both of these logs are placed the Christmas trees, and they're pushed one in front of the other. The Christmas trees are screwed in place using very long screws to do this. These won't be going anywhere. What will happen is when the river levels rise, the Christmas trees take the energy out of the river, and the silt and sediments that are carried in the water are deposited out onto the Christmas trees, where they eventually consolidate the bank and build the bank up. To further consolidate the bank, we'll be putting rows of willow spiling in here. That's really willow that we just found on site, cut down and push into the bank and weave it to make another barrier. Once the willow starts growing, its roots will form a really good stable bank surface. The techniques used here at the Cars are very cheap, easily implemented, but most of all environmentally sustainable. It is a relatively new technique, and we'll be monitoring this site over the next couple of years. We'll be advising people to come down and have a look and see if it's something that they can take on themselves. But if you want more information about it, please contact the Environment Agency. We're here to help.